All right, I'm going to do this on a regular basis, and I'm going to do it until there is some semblance of actually talking about the subject. I tried to get through a 17-minute plus video um, of a person claiming to know about evolution. And it is claimed that I've heard for 4 years here on YouTube. In this particular video, he made the assertion, it makes me wonder if he's ever really read the book, um, that Charles Darwin wrote The Origin of Species without the need to collaborate with other naturalists and other scientists of his day, that he did it all from direct observations. And I assume by that, although he didn't say so per se, he's talking about his early years on the voyage of the Beagle when he made a lot of his primary observations. And he continued to do so at his house in Sussex in England, Down House. And yes, I only agree to this extent. He did a lot of primary observation himself. However, the origin of species, if you actually read it, makes a lot of reference to other naturalists of the day. Darwin was in a letter exchange among 4 scientists of his day just before the publication. And it's reflected in the book. It's reflected in the way the book appears. He used a lot of references to other thinkers. And in fact, he says he is indebted to and grateful to many, many naturalists, both those he knows and those he doesn't know. To say that he just came from nowhere without any background is absurd. It means you haven't looked at the book and you haven't read the book. Now, this person who I don't know why people believe him. I don't know why people watch him, except for the entertainment value. I don't know. He's a lot more entertaining than I am. I'll grant that. But I'm tired of claims being made without work being done. And that's exactly what happens here a lot. I mean, I don't have any razzle dazzle. I don't have any screaming. So I can only give you the facts. But in this book, The Origin of Species, he is very indebted to other people. And as a background, I'm not going to do a lot more than this. I have other things to do today, but and I don't know if I can get this close enough for you to see it. I want to get you onto a site in which he talks about the letters. And I can't get the whole thing into the view here. Yeah, I apologize for this, but I really don't have time to do this. I have a life. So anyway, I won't be able to, okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a reference, and it'll be in the low bar, to Charles Darwin and the Origin of Species. It's about letters he exchanged with Wallace, Lyell, and Hooker before the publication. And you'll see these men reflected in the configuration that the Origin of Species took. The person making the claim that Darwin did this without any real collaboration with other naturalists also makes the claim that DNA is poison. And he's made it for a long time, and that we need to eradicate all DNA from the earth and, if possible, from the universe. Now, I've listened to this for 4 years, and I know there are people who actually will believe it, that DNA is poison and must be eradicated. You can see that there is suffering in the world. You can see that we have really dysfunctional problems with population, and not think that DNA is poison or that DNA needs to be eradicated. There is no reason to believe this person. There just really isn't. There's no reason whatsoever. And one more fast thing. just because I actually look at the sources and I actually sit down and read does not mean I'm an elitist. Um, Anybody could do this. I was fortunate enough to go to a lot of good schools. But I was also very curious. And a lot of what I know, I didn't learn at the schools I went to. I learned because I sat down with books and I spent time reading it. I could be, it would have been almost as easy to do this as just a self-educated, curious person, as it was to spend a lot of time in classrooms, because there are downsides to taking a lot of university courses too. Um, I mean, I've read widely that in places that have nothing to do with university settings. So it doesn't mean you're elitist just because you're curious and because you read things. Really, I mean, could we get back to the subjects at hand and to what is really true, and not just to making claims that DNA is poison and needs to be eradicated? That's not a valid claim. It's not scientific, and it's about time we stop doing it, in my opinion. And I'm going to continue to do this. I'm sick of this. Um, I might not do it on a regular basis because who has the time for this? And that's why this is so, you know, unthought out, in the sense that I wasn't able to like make it I'm sick of taking a lot of time distilling the information and having it refuted with just one insult from somebody. It's just ridiculous. It's a waste of everybody's time. Insults are not arguments, and making claims does not prove your argument. It's as simple as that. Thanks for watching.